Welcome back into Roster Rescue. This is a special edition of the show because you guys we were like, hey, it's getting towards summer. You know, we're gonna chill a little bit. We're just gonna do one show a week. And y'all are like, screw that. We're gonna give you like 15 roster rescues to do, not enough to do in one show. So we decided to do an extra show this week here on this beautiful Friday. Here with my guy Rich Dotson. Rich, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. It's Friday. We're going to a holiday weekend, so there won't be any roster reviews on Monday because Memorial Day. Shout out to all the veterans and especially the family members that have lost somebody for their service. I'm always saying thank you to those people because they are much braver and stronger than I am. So yeah, it's exciting, man. It's we're doing here a Friday. It's been a busy week. I feel like I've been doing podcasts or shows or content every single day, all day. I feel like I have not sat down at all. Oh, thanks, Matt. Yeah, I had a really good time. Just did JJ Zacharysen's podcast. That just came out today. Check that out. It was really fun. It was a really good time. I love always anytime I get an opportunity to talk to JJ, who has done a nice job establishing himself as a GOAT in this industry. So it's always good to talk to knowledgeable people. And we covered a lot of aspects of Dynasty and the rookie drafts. But I know enough jibber jabber to me. I know we have a lot of roster rescues to get into, and I have a hard out at 2:00, of course, because my son, for at least one more week till summer break hits, he needs me to pick him up from high school.
Absolutely. Pete. Oh, we've got another Robert comment here. Pete, why don't you put that up? Because Robert always says some very kind things about you.
So white it looks like I dove headfirst into the sun and opened my eyes. Wouldn't that be like black? Because you couldn't see anything?
I don't know. Light of going to heaven. He's like, I died. There it is. He's fallen Pete. Fallen Pete to God.
I'm the bright.
All the white.
I just drafted Tyler Shuck in our Dynasty Nerds Stream League in the 13th round. So I now think that Shuck has a great future.
Great chance to be the guy.
Yeah, that's in all your success.
Thank you.
Congrats on that as well. All right. Yeah, how many rosters? What do we got? 5 right now lined up?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the last one, it's Sedated Forks team.
Okay.
But he didn't include his sleeper username.
Okay.
So I can't add the team in. So we
might
need
get nuked too. So come on, guys, we might get nuked here.
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell these people how to fix their rosters. But then again, some are easy. You're like, dude, you call me.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna give up my phone number on the air. Call me if you need me. What a drastic decision that was.
So call me maybe.
It's like when you follow somebody on Twitter and then they just message you all the time.
So did the nuke go off on your guys' screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because I could hear you guys, and usually
we shut up, but it's much quieter now, so we just kept talking.
Pete, I have a very hard time shutting up. It's one of my biggest podcast negatives.
Well,
and then we're doing Nerd Herd show. They're like, oh, somebody wants to let Rich rant. Somebody commented in the Nerd Herd on the Discord. They're like, dude, Rich rants all the time. What are you talking about? Like, can you just do something else?
We literally have a show coming out today where it's just Rich. Like, I was home, but we're just gonna let Rich talk. And I was like, all right, let me know when you're done. I'll like end the stream. And it's like 40 some minutes later, and he's still talking.
By myself. I could have kept going too, to be honest with you. It was nice because it was fresh in my mind because like me and JJ were kind of talking about like a lot of stuff I want to talk about on that Nerd Herd show. So some of it's a little bit redundant if you watch JJ's show. But again, I can't encourage you enough to turn to that JJ Zacharysen show. You probably leave him a rating and review on there too and be like, man, Rich was my favorite guest on your show. Just to let him know. Just let JJ know. Come on, baby, invite me back.
Baby, come back. All right. This is fun note. First team that ever nuked us in the history of roster rescue. This is the same team. So lots has changed. And now we're taking a look at it with fresh eyes.
Yeah,
so
I appreciate your disposable income, Cody.
That's right.
Well, and it's also in first
place team.
I'll take credit for that, Gary. You pipe down.
All right, Jordan Love, Drake May as the starting quarterbacks in this Superflex tight end premium league. Running backs, we've got some good young rookies here. Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, Christian McCaffrey, Trey Benson, Dylan Sampson, Jalen Warren.
Dude,
Wide receivers.
Look at that depth he has at like running back, like all that, like, you know, like that's the kind of depth you want when you have three studs like those. Like, dude, Will Shipley, one stat injury away from being very relevant. Marshawn Lloyd, one snap away from being really relevant. Jalen Warren could be relevant. Dylan Sampson, one snap away from being relevant. Trey Benton, like those are the guys who are fantastic when you have three studs. Like, I love acquiring that kind of depth. It's cheap to have, and it could really come into a big thing.
Absolutely. Wide receivers, we've got Malik Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Rashee Rice, and then it falls off a bit into Jalen Rose and Jermaine Burton. Tight ends, Trey McBride, Elijah Aroro, Brenton Strange, Chigo Conquo. Draft picks, we don't have anything in 26, but we have two of them in 2027. So, Rich, this team is the first place team in both contender and in dynasty mode. So this team looks ready to push all the chips in.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Receivers one more time. Yeah, dude. Listen, I feel like this is a complimentary nuke. You know, we get these occasionally. Like, some people are like, this is a flex. So this team falls short at the flex. I don't think you fall short. How many do they start?
Let me ask you this though, real quick. Let me ask you this, because he sent us an additional note that I think this is very important to consider.
Mm-hmm.
The day after he put this roster review in, he got an offer, which is always fun when you're sitting there and you get an offer in your inbox. He gets an offer, and it's a big boy trade. He would give up Jordan Love, Rashee Rice, and a 2027 first. He would get back Josh Allen.
Hold on. I gotta think about this. Jordan Love,
yep,
Rashee Rice, and a 27 first.
Correct.
Okay.
He would get back Josh Allen. Now, he said he wants to counter, though. He wants to counter basically the exact same trade. Love, Rice, and a 27 first for Josh Allen. But he's going to give up an additional 27 first and also get Garrett Wilson. That would be his counter. How do you feel about those trade offers? And do you think this accomplishes that, like, going from, hey, you definitely look like the top team, to like, holy crap, it's going to be really tough to beat you?
And both of those teams are projected to be pretty mid, those 27 firsts. So they're not like guaranteed top 3 picks or anything like that.
That's fine. Mid first could be fine in a strong draft class. And more importantly, those 227 firsts that they're mid give you the opportunity to jump higher to grab that elite guy. So I guess I'll go first on that deal. I'm going to not accept it. I'm not going to accept it because what you're going to do is you are going to gain Josh Allen, and that's fantastic. He's older than Jordan Love, but what you're really gaining, at least if we're going to go off of last year, you're gaining 7 points per game at the quarterback position. That's it. But then you're losing Rashee Rice and his upside, and you don't have. When you fill out your whole starting lineup, which is what you have here, like, you don't really have the depth to do that if you want to go all in. So we're going to gain that 7 points per game. You're going to lose that in your flex spot, which is going to be like Rashee Rice necessarily. And you're giving up 2 firsts or a first on top of that in 2027. I'm just not good.
Well, did you forget about the Garrett Wilson aspect?
Yeah, but then he has to give up another first for it on top. So, like, so then it's going to be like, okay, what's the difference between Garrett Wilson and Rashee Rice on a points per game basis? Because Rashee Rice balled out when he was there. Now he's got Xavier Worthy to take some of that pressure off of him. I don't know, man. Like, listen, anytime we have a chance to get a Josh Allen, I like that move. Now, that move was for like somebody I can get younger, because this team is also set up to compete for a couple of years. You have to realize, man, like, if you do that, you have no picks in 26. You'd have no picks in 27. So you're in this 2-year window. If anything goes wrong with your team injury-wise, Christian McCaffrey, who's at least over the last couple of years had trouble staying on the field. You're not deep at running back. Like, you lose all your leverage to compete. And your team, the way it's structured right now, you're the number 1 in contender. You're the number 1 in dynasty. Like, for 7 points more per game, I would rather just keep the depth at receiver and keep those 27 first in my back pocket in case something does go sideways and I need to add that, because you are young at quarterback. You have Drake May, you have Jordan Love. And what if Drake May, we all love Drake May, but what if in 2026, Drake May doesn't find himself in the position to help you win? Can we go back up to the quarterbacks, Pete? I want to make sure. Because right now I would say your weakest position is quarterback. So I understand wanting to add Josh Allen. Now, do we love the upside of the quarterback position? Absolutely. We 100% do, but we still don't know where New England's going to fall into the line of fantasy production this year. So I would rather keep some of that value in my back pocket for a guy and get much cheaper who might give you close, less than that 7 points per game. Okay, what if I can get Matt, those bottom teams? What if I get Matt Stafford this year, right, on a later team, an older veteran quarterback that steps in? What if Russ Wilson just ends up balling out, which you won't, because he's a turd? What if there's just an older veteran or short-term quarterback that can help you out? And I would more focus as the season goes along of how do I fill out that need more than just diving head first in for Josh Allen.
I think overall I agree with you, Rich. The guy that I would be, if I was going that route, Dak Prescott would be the one. I don't know where he's at, but that's a guy we've seen be a top 3 quarterback. Just added George Pickens. Probably isn't going to be crazy expensive. That's the guy I would really love to target if he was available.
Yeah, I agree. And what I would counter is I'd want Garrett Wilson, and I would give him all those picks besides my other 27 first. I'd be okay with that,
and get another running back in there.
But I'm not giving. No, he's fine at running back in my eyes. Because listen, man, we still don't know Mario and Hampton what he's going to produce at a fantasy level. Because they did sign Najee. You got to remember last year, J.K. Dobbins didn't really become the guy until week 9, and then some of them had some injury concerns as well. So I think they'd be okay with using Najee and Mario and Hampton in year 1. So you're going to really rely on Christian McCaffrey and Ashton Genty in contender mode. So I know it's exciting when you see your team as number 1 and you're okay, how do I cement this? I would say you have just enough worry on the back end that I'm not ready to make that move, because once you make that move, it's you're walking on a very tight rope and it's a windy day. So you might be well trained and you're looking good, you're positioned well, but one gust of wind and tipsy turvy. So Cody,
one thing I'll add to this,
I wouldn't do that, man.
The one thing, and it's tempting. It is a very tempting trade because getting Josh Allen is such a cheat code. But the one thing I'll add to this, to what you're saying, we just did our show on the likelihood of quarterbacks repeating as a QB1. So looking at what Jordan Love did 2 years ago, he was a top 6 quarterback. And we know the odds of repeating as a top 6 quarterback are about 70%. So the odds of him bouncing back from what happened last year are pretty darn high. And then you factor in, they're trying to do everything to make him successful. Even though I'm not a Matthew Golden person, fan, whatever you want to say, they are clearly trying to get him more weapons to make him more successful at the quarterback position. So I think all of that being said, the one part about this, even though I don't hate the trade and I love the concept of the way you're thinking, I'm good, but how do I get to that next level? I think you're thinking in the right direction, but I think Jordan Love is a player that we're selling kind of low and could really jump back up if things go well.
Yeah, I agree 100%. They bring in Matthew Golden in the first. They bring in Savion Williams to take the top off the defense in the 3rd round as well. And we're going to have 100% a healthy Luke Musgrave this season as well. So you're going to have Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave, Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed, Savion Williams, Matthew Golden, Romeo Doubs. Jordan Love is in a lot of a good position to succeed. And we know that 70% rate to hit the top 6 again. I'd say this would be a good position for Jordan Love to find his way into that. He's a mobile quarterback. And I think this is a mistake that a lot of dynasty managers can make, right? When you have the opportunity to get the number 1, number 2, number 3 overall player in a startup, right? Which is what Josh Allen is in Superflex. Argument to be the number 1 player off the board, even though I would take Jaden Daniels. There's a strong argument to take Josh Allen there. Sometimes the quick to react button, like, oh, dude, Josh Allen smashed a sack. I'm gonna give up Jordan Love. He wasn't even, he didn't produce at that level last year. And I'm giving him a future first 2 years down the road. And Rashee Rice, like, I have 3 good receivers. And then, like, you're sitting there like week 4 and you're like, oh man, I wish I didn't make that trade. Like, or even like a week later, like, oh, I wish I didn't make that trade. And there's a reason he's offering Josh Allen for that deal. Because if you want Josh Allen, you got to slightly overpay. And if you want Jaden Daniels, you got to overpay. If you want Brock Bowers, you got to overpay. If you want Jamar Chase, you most likely got to overpay. And I think your team, it's good to build depth, to put yourself in position to make those trades. It's why you take best players available. So you can overpay, right? Like, because those are the players you want to overpay for. Your team just unfortunately isn't in that position yet. You don't have the depth to make that overpay. You want to keep drafting well and keep making moves well and find those right windows to put yourself in that position. I don't think you're there yet, Cody. You're in a really good spot and you're in a position to win now this year. And I'm gonna go ahead and ride that train, keep that draft capital. And I promise, I think come 2027, which is a little ways from now, right? We're talking about 2 years, a little under 2 years to you're in that rookie draft. You're gonna look back and say, man, I really am happy I still got Jordan Love in these 227 firsts. Because then now you're really going to accelerate, like not even accelerate, help maintain that. Like you're in position with Genty and Hampton, Drake May, Jordan Love, and those receivers to stay a contender for a very long time. And those are hard team structures to build in Dynasty, to be a contender, to stay in that window outside of that 2 to 3 year window. So
Real quick, Pete,
Yep.
Can you find where Dak Prescott is for us?
Yes.
On them, Pete. Hello, Dak. Yoo-hoo.
Ooh.
I wish I could whistle. Ooh, look at me. I'm not a good whistler.
There we go.
Bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the barrel team. They might be looking to get younger. Rich, would you be interested in, even though we love 27, would you be interested in moving a 27 first for a Dak Prescott? And then maybe we can also get us just somebody to kind of help shore up that flex spot, because Pete mentioned it. Rashee Rice is coming off injury, probably is good to go, but we don't know. Omarion Hampton, we don't know how slow he's going to start. So just to make sure we don't get behind the 8 ball, because we want that bye week in the playoffs, would you do a Dak Prescott and James Conner for your 27 first?
Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure. I would do that if he would take it. Yeah, I would offer that. I mean, if it works, I mean, he's a bottom of the barrel team. Is there any running backs you scroll down? Do we have any of those like backup running backs that would like help him out? Like that would be depth to him? No.
Not really.
Really nice we had like Tyrone Tracy. Like here you go.
Yeah.
Tyrone Tracy back. Yeah.
I mean, Scatterboo would be nice, but he's gonna want to keep him.
I know, but why? I mean, so we do have Trey Benson though.
That's why James Conner makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for us, but we don't need. I'm wondering if like there's like who are this guy's receivers? Like, is he any old receivers?
Yeah, we could throw in another receiver. A Debo would be pretty cheap.
Yeah, so like, can we offer him our 27 first and Trey Benson for Debo and Dak Prescott? You know what I mean? Because again, I think that having Trey Benson, he has James Conner, that might excite him a little bit. One, he's getting a young running back with upside, and we don't really necessarily need Trey Benson. We have a ton of those guys on our roster already. And we be getting back Debo. And I'd feel pretty, I mean, I like Debo in that offense this year.
I
so
do too.
That'd really give us our nice flex spot.
I would shoot high first, because if we're giving Trey Benson like a young running back, I'm going to throw the Mike Evans out there. I doubt it gets done, but I'm just going to see if it would.
Yeah, but with the addition of Mecca and Chris Godwin coming back, and Chris Godwin was the top tier wide receiver. It wasn't Mike Evans really took off even more when Chris Godwin got hurt. Like, I think I'd rather gamble. For me personally, the fact that they traded for Debo, they took on the money for him as well. How creative! Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting that guy's name, the offensive coordinator in Washington. What's his name?
Kingsbury.
Who?
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah, sorry. I have so many names in my head. Cliff Kingsbury's offense. I think I would rather gamble on I think I mean, if I get Mike Evans, cool, but like I feel like one Debo's
You're not going to pay a drastic amount more to get him.
Yeah, like I'd rather do that and then get Dak, and then honestly get over that 27 first and Trey Benson, and you get Debo back if Debo hits. I mean, because honestly, you're not even starting Debo right away. You're going to start Dak right away. If that gives you also a little bit of room. Again, this is if the guy accepts the offer. If Drake May does hit, now you could trade Drake. You'll basically be able to recoup that 27 first and probably like the equivalent of a Trey Benson back, and you got Debo Samuel for free.
Yep. Absolutely.
If Drake May hits and you don't need him. But like, yeah, I like that move, Garrett. That's probably this team is in contender mode, is on the bottom. They have some young receivers. They might like, can we look at their draft capital, Pete, just to see what they got cooking down there? Yeah, they'd probably like they'd probably like the idea of getting another 27 first as well. If they listen to this show, they'd really like the idea of getting 27
really
first.
like it. Yep.
Yeah, I'd throw that out there, Cody, to see if it works. But again, you're not. What's cool is right now is like you're not in position like, oh, I got to make a move. Like, and you're going to also be in position like you'll see some teams fall off. Maybe like in season, we could, you don't even have to nuke us. You just do a roster review and kind of see where we're at. Because I think these shows are going to be like come week 5, 6, 7. Like we're going to be really inundated with roster reviews. Like how do I make the push, or who do I blow this up for? Like it's going to be really.
That's going to be a fun time. I can't wait for that.
We'll probably end up having to do like 3 shows a week of this show, to be honest with you.
Probably.
So,
really fast. Sorry. Eric, I sent you an email. If you can respond to it, I need a little bit more info from you.
Let's keep cooking. We got an hour and 35, so I gotta skedaddle.
All right, let's do it.
One word, isn't it?
It is.
I gotta skid. Like that should be a little bit more like used in the vocabulary. Like say, hey man, I gotta go. Dude, I really gotta skedaddle. I gotta skedaddle.
One my buddy said the other day, I hadn't heard in a really long time. He's like, man, that guy's a real jackwagon. I was like, that needs to be in my vocabulary more often.
I've never even heard that in my life.
Yeah, what a jackwagon.
Yeah. What I don't get it.
Anyway, fast draft.
All right, yes. Fast draft. If you have not tried it yet, you're truly missing out. Fast draft is an absolute blast. If you like best ball leagues, if you like Underdog, it's very similar to Underdog. You just go over there, except you can choose to do normal tournaments with all the veteran players and things like that. But you might be like us and you're like, I just really like talking rookies. I just want to draft all the rookies. Give me all the rookies. You can draft rookie only best ball teams. It's an absolute blast. It's super quick. All your drafts are under 10 minutes. So it's real quick in and out. Then the best part is not only can you win a lot of money, but we are going to give you an entire free year of the Dynasty Nerds GM bundle. That means all of these tools that you see us using here, plus way more that we never even have time to get into. That's the thing. Like, this is just scratching the surface of the GM tool. Like, if you've seen us maybe do the mock drafts or pull up the trade calculator, that's still only 3 of like 8, 9, 10 tools within the Dynasty GM. Then plus you get the film room if you want to watch these rookies. Get an extra podcast. You get their nerd score, which is our tape scores. You get all kinds of extra goodies and goodness, all for just $10, $10. You can put $10 into Fast Draft today. That'll even get matched, so that'll become 20. I would recommend doing 50. Wouldn't you, Rich? Do $50?
100%, because that gives me. That means for $50, I'm gonna get $50 back. So I have $100 in my account. I can join $10 leagues, and you know, since you probably listen to us, you're probably coming away with like a cool like $8 million back in return.
Roughly,
it's pretty solid. And on top of that, like for the GM news, like I got some breaking news for all the nerds. We actually decided today. We just went through all the red tape, and not red tape, but like interview and process stuff, and we have decided to hire another developer that's going to be here pretty consistent. So we will be dropping because we have so many ideas like for the GM and tools you want to add to the nerd, because like, you know, what's nice is when you get in on these memberships is like we lock you in, and like we add new stuff. Like there's no new tiers. It's just a nerd herd tier. Like you have, if you had the GM from when it first started to now, like you're like, well, I got so much more cool stuff, and we have so many more ideas. Like there's a data hub coming, which is going to rival like everybody else's data hub out there. And you know, there's like, hey, how does like this person do on third downs versus press coverage? How does this person do on third downs? What does he do on first down? Like, how is he versus yards per carry? Like, all that stuff, like in a data hub, like per player is coming too. So we really have so many good ideas, but like we have a hard time. It takes a lot of time to build stuff. So we're like, you know what we're gonna do? We have an excellent developer. He's grade A. He's a full-time guy with like a full-time. He's a partner with us, and we're like, you know, we're gonna bring another developer on because we're gonna go ahead and rev the engine here and get some more tools for the nerd herd. And one thing we always promise is when you join the nerd herd for the price of a cup of coffee a month, or if you have you support some of our great partners like Fast Draft is, we are constantly developing and innovating tools for you. Like our goal is to be a one-stop shop, right? We want to give the nerd herd everything they need to dominate their league mates. Because what's better in the world than win Dynasty Fantasy Football Championships? World peace? Maybe. I don't know. Could be. I'm not going to say 100% that's the case, but like, yeah, winning Dynasty Championships is the best. Good. Repeating? Better. Three-peating? Legend. Your neighbors will be telling the stories about you long after you're gone because you had a heart attack because you were so good in Dynasty. So a lot of good
Your
stuff.
league mates might have offed you because
They might have.
you were so
That
good.
is true. It's like you messed around with Diddy's girlfriend, you know, like peace, like gotta go. So who's the next roster we need to another ball will come down. Cody. This isn't Cody, this is somebody else. R&R.
All right, we have another nuke. Eric hopped in with the nuke button, said, let's talk about this team right freaking now. So looking at this is a super flex league. Yes, Pete. I see your hand up.
I'm sorry. We're only doing nukes from now on.
All
We
right,
just
that
got
means
another
we are
one
that
after
full.
this. Yes.
Woo. We have been filling up fast, folks. You guys.
Don't worry, we will get to your roster rescue if you paid for it. We will get to it.
Yes, absolutely.
Next show.
And that's the thing. If you're like, I don't want to do a nuke, but I do want to get roster rescue, that's fine. We'll do it in the next show.
Hey, do you email them to let them know when we're doing their show so they can pay attention?
If they ask specifically.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So his first question is what? He's got a trade offer.
Yeah. So there's a 2 tight end league, which is tough. The trade offer: Brees Hall, Ricky Pearsall, and a 26-second for London and Kincaid. Then Judkins for Tet McMillan and Josh Jacobs and for Addison in a second. So let's go through the whole roster, then we'll get into the trade. So super flex league here. We've got, this is not tight end premium though, but it is 2 tight ends, which is almost even more important than a tight end premium, honestly. So Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray as the starting quarterbacks, Kenny Pickett as a potential third guy, we'll see. Ashton Genty, Brees Hall, Quinshawn Judkins, Josh Jacobs, Travis Etienne, very strong running back room there. Wide receivers, we've got Malik Neighbors, Xavier Worthy, Tyreek Hill, Ricky Pearsall, Cooper Kupp, Alec Pierce. And then at tight ends, we are scuffling a bit. We've got Harold Fannin. Can you scroll a little bit? Ben Sinnott, Luke Musgrave. So this is where it could get a little bit tricky. So Rich, on the surface, if this was not a 2 tight end league, I might have a hard time trading for the London and Kincaid. But with this being 2 tight end, I know Kincaid's been disappointing, but I think that's a trade that you have to consider. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate you, homie. So I think that's something that I would seriously consider.
Yeah, can we bring up those trades again? Because I think that first trade, I'm going to smash accept.
I put it in the chat as well. I'm
come on,
it up
you gotta make me read.
All right, so Brees Hall, Pearsall in a second for London and Kincaid.
Okay, so we're giving Pearsall in a second and Brees for London and Kincaid. I'm going to smash that. Like, I am smash accepting that because one, your receiving core outside of Malik Neighbors, pretty old, not sexy. I like Ricky Pearsall, but there's a lot of mouths to feed there. And I'm a Drake London stan, a 23-year-old guy who was like a top 6 fantasy receiver when Michael Penix took over. Not a lot of competition out there as well. I think Drake London will be a top 6 fantasy receiver in 2025 as well. Brees Hall, love Brees Hall. I love OG Brees Hall, pre-knee injury Brees Hall. Right now, a little bit of mystery. Just as much mystery as there is on Kincaid. You know, I would call those equal mysteries. You can afford the loss of Brees Hall because you got Quinshawn, Josh Jacobs, Ashton Genty. Now, once you make that move, you're not like, because listen, I like that Tet McMillan trade as well for Quinshon Judkins straight up, but I would rather give Brees to get Drake London, who I like more than Tet McMillan, and get Kincaid back because you need the tight end as well. So I think that that nukes. Look at me nuking those other two trades. Those other two trades. Thanks for the offers. Appreciate them. Fair offers, not disrespectful. Very fair. But I'm making that Brees trade, and I think your team is significantly better because now you have Travis Etienne in your back pocket as depth. Maybe he'll give you something. He's a little bonus, right? He's that little box that you turn with a little scary count pops up, or a little.
Oh yeah, Jack in the box.
Yeah, you don't know when it's going to come out, pop its little head, and give you a little tingle. But in the meantime, you've got Ashton Genty, you've got Quinshon Judkins. He'll be the running back one there in Cleveland. You got Josh Jacobs, who historically, outside of 1 year of his career, is a running back one. So you're good there. You can absorb the loss of Breece Hall. And then when you go down to the receiver speed, this is where things really start to sexify for yourself, right? Like all of a sudden, like, woo, look at Eric. He look a little bit more handsome than he did about 5 minutes ago. Malik Neighbors, Drake London, what a strong core that is. And it looks like he only needs to start 2 receivers as well, which is kind of nice here as well. So that gives you Tyreek Hill. You don't have to worry about the other running back instead of starting Breece Hall. You obviously you can still start Tyreek Hill. So you're going to start Drake London, Tyreek Hill, Malik Neighbors. Love that. You lose Ricky Pearsall, but so what? You got Xavier Worthy and Cooper Kupp for depth. I'm really then at that point looking to get out from Cooper Kupp in 2026 or 2025. If Cooper Kupp pops at all, he's the kind of player like, hey, man, I'll start. Hey, can I give you my 26 second and Cooper Kupp for like your 27? If I'm a contender for your 27 first, that'd be a cool move to do. Get him off your roster. Or maybe you can flip Cooper Kupp for another tight end that like a Jonnu Smith, possibly. If you could start 2 tight ends, that'd be a good move. I like to make as well.
Rich, what are we doing with our 26 first? Are we looking to trade that to get us another tight end, to maybe get us a third running, or I guess it would be a 4th running back since we're getting rid of
that would be Breece Hall.
Breece Hall, thank you.
Yeah. Listen, Garrett, my strategy always is in Dynasty. Always. This is everybody out here who's listening, whoever's going to play this back and sit here and look at me and say like, hey, Rich is more handsome than I thought he was. Thank you so much for your thoughts and prayers. I want you to I think it's very important that if you're a true contender, which is what he looks like he has a chance to do, is like your 26 picks, the following year picks should be the first things you're not players. Those are the first things you're moving in season. Like there's going to be teams that aren't going to be contenders. And what do they want? They want draft picks. And the first round pick is going to be very valuable, even though it's a late pick. And we know historically that those first round picks 9 through 12 are 50-50 gamble to be rosterable players. So yes, your pick, you don't want to trade your first now. It holds a little bit less value now in the summer than it will in season. And even more so when teams start to lose and they're like, dude, I got to blow this up. And teams are way more apt to get rid of players. Like, again, like going back to like the Mike Evans and players along those lines, I would try even shoot a little bit higher for guys that are like in that 28 range. You want to use that draft capital to add more depth to your roster, to give you a little bit more cushion, to give, maybe you could trade Cooper Kupp and a first for more. Now, listen, if somebody's rebuilding, it might be tough, but what you have in your back pocket is you got to have Xavier Worthy, right? Now, all of a sudden, you might be able to take Xavier Worthy and maybe say Xavier Worthy's wide receiver 19 at a time, just making up a random number. That'd be pretty good for Xavier Worthy, to be honest with you. But now, all of a sudden, to a team who's looking for youth and they want your first, you can throw them back Xavier Worthy and your 26 first, and now you're getting a good younger receiver, too, to add to your depth. Maybe you're getting a good running back because we all know that these running backs.
Or a tight end that you desperately need.
Or a tight end that you desperately need. Maybe like a guy like Sam Laporta is just like tight end 6, right? He's not performing at a high level. Maybe you can get him. Maybe there's a little bit older of a guy that's performing really well. Maybe Njoku is thriving, right? And you get Njoku straight up for a 26 first, possibly. You'll have so many different avenues, and you'll have a clearer path of what your need is. Because maybe one of your guys get hurt. Maybe you need a running back. Maybe you need a receiver. That's a move I want to make in season, Garrett. So, like, yeah, my 26 picks are going to be on the move. But again, the way I play Dynasty is when I'm a contender, like a legit contender in season, And usually I'll move those, but before season, like that last team we looked at, I feel very comfortable moving my first. In season, once I feel like I'm probably making the playoffs here. Like I look pretty good.
I'm 6-3 right now. I feel good.
Yeah, man. Like I'm always 100% of the time trying to move my draft picks to better my team. Cause like I'm trying to win a championship. I'm not trying to like wonder what rookie I'm gonna pick up at 112 or 111.
And that even goes like, you know, we talk about 26 and we really like 27. We are excited about 27. Okay. But if the right deal comes along, like you've got to make that kind of move because crazy things can happen. The pick you thought was going to be 1-2 is now 1-5. And look, crazy things can happen. The short-term answer is always the best term answer with these kind of things. Take the guy right now. One in the hand is worth two in the bush. You want to make sure that you give yourself the best chance to win that dynasty football championship.
Yeah, I say don't trade for running backs, right? Like definitely like older ones. I gave up in a high stakes league where I'm a legit contender. I gave up my 26 and 27 first for Saquon Barkley. Like that's not a move I normally make, but that was a special situation, and I want to win. I think Saquon gives me a much better chance to win, and as hard as that was to give my 27 first, it was my first 27 first I gave away because I'm just really out there acquiring them. You know, it's like Pokemon. Is that what you do? You acquire Pokemon?
Yeah, you got to catch them all.
The kid play. I don't know Pokemon. So yeah, you want to grab that. So let's get on to our next
Best of luck, Eric. Best of luck, man. Wow.
Stefan. I like to call people
another nuke. Is it a Stefan or a Steven? You never know with those.
Steven, most likely. What do you like better, Steven or Stefan? I like Stefan better.
Stefan sounds more distinguished.
It does.
Stefan. Yeah, like he probably wears a monocle.
Yeah, like wow, you probably come from money.
All right, we've got a Superflex tight end premium league here. We are 5th in dynasty mode, so less of a contender than what we've had in the past. At least, well, we'll see when we get into contender mode.
Dynasty mode, not contender.
This is dynasty mode.
Patrick
Mahomes, CJ Stroud, and then potentially Kirk Cousins at quarterback.
Yeah,
running back.
Watson too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say him. Jonathan Taylor, Drew Bufford, Ty J. Spears, Tank Bigsby at running back. Wide receiver, this is the strength of the team here. Marvin Harrison, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Jaden Reed, Tyreek Hill, Khalil Shakir. Tight end wise, we've got Dalton, Kincaid, and Tucker Kraft. Picks wise, though, we're in a tough spot. We do not have our 26 or our 27 first. So we are kind of forced to be all in here. Stefan is 5th in dynasty mode, but in contender mode, he is 6th. So, Rich, this is one of the more difficult scenarios when you are like, all right, baby, I'm all in. Here's my 26 first. Here's my 27 first. Oh, crap, I'm not even a top 3 team. Like, how do you go about fixing this? Because one of the first things I want to know is I want to know where are my picks? Like, who has my picks? What was our team name? We were Burger Kincaid, I think.
Yeah.
So we've got this team has our 1st and 26
and 2nd
and 26. They look like a rebuild team though. I doubt they're going to want it. And this other rebuild team has our 27 first.
Yeah, so you're not getting those picks back. So
good luck.
You kind of stubbed your toe a little bit here, but not in a terrible way, Stefan. You know, it's probably Steven. I'll call it Stefan, just like Garrett did, because I'm a follower, not a leader. And you know, I would say this: the good thing is your team looks nice. Like you have a chance to compete. What scares me is your running back depth. I like Tajay Spears, but what's good is you have the wide receiver depth to go out and get another running back. So that's my number one thing I would do. If I could somehow, like, if we go in like contender mode and look, some of these teams are bound. Like, if I could even like, because I want to move CJ Stroud for more too, if I can, like, depend on the quarterback depth for this team.
Yeah.
So put in contender mode. Can we see the quarter? Go to team 7 real quick, Pete. Like who his quarterbacks are. He thinks he's a contender because he's got Josh Allen, Dak Prescott. This one's not going to work. Next, Caleb Williams, Drake May. Those are good running backs. Can we go down? Can we scroll down a little bit? Oh, that's nice.
He has no receivers though, so yeah, this could be a trade partner.
This is the team that has his 27 first.
Okay.
As well.
All right.
Yeah.
If this is the scenario, I will say this. If this is the scenario, this team is not that far away. I am definitely trying to talk him into thinking he's a contender and try to get my 27 first back.
On name value alone, can I offer him? See, can you take that game with Drake May? I would love to offer him CJ Stroud and one of my receivers for Drake May as first, my first back. Like I said, that's the first move. Like I would like to offer him. Who am I offering?
DK or Tyreek?
If I'm going to try and win, I'd rather gamble on the upside of Tyreek. Like if you're going to try and win, like Tyreek is going to be he's the X factor that you need to win. So I want to hold on Tyreek Hill. It's a gamble, but like a very high upside gamble. And listen, in the dynasty market of teams that aren't like overly in love, like nobody values Tyreek Hill like right now. It's just the way it is because of last year. People live in the moment. So I think DK Metcalf could definitely move the needle for you. Would you do CJ Stroud and DK Metcalf for Drake May? I feel like we might be able to get a little bit like if we offer DK Metcalf in here and CJ Stroud a name value. Now it's all gonna come down to how much he might. Okay, can you offer CJ Stroud, DK Metcalf might have to get a little more and get Caleb Williams?
I would probably stick with Drake May because I'm with you. But I think right now, ADP wise, Drake May is going over CJ Stroud. So,
he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what can make this tough. If we can get our 27 first back, do you just bite the bullet and like, hey, 26 sucks. It sucks that we don't have picks, but I'm just going to start going in for 27.
No, because like he's on the draft capital and his team's not bad. So like why like listen, I would love to say go ahead and blow it up. Like I think what happened. Okay, Garrett, I'll say this. I think getting your 27 first back, because I think with this team is I think he's a playoff team at least. So the 26 first isn't as much of a concern. And I think you can kind of wait to do the blow up, everything fall apart. At least if you get your 27 first back, you're in position to make that blow up. But it's not like he's super old either. It's just his running depth. Honestly, the only thing that concerns me here is his running back depth. But Chuba Hubbard just signed an extension. He's fine there. We know he's the man all year long. I like Tajay Spears. He's got Jonathan Taylor. He's got two good quarterbacks. So he's not really in position to blow it up. And he's got good young players. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. takes a big step forward this year. I think he takes a really big step forward this year. So like his team's solid. Like I don't think he said my question is to build the rebuild or not. I don't think that's the avenue for him. I'm going to try. I wouldn't mind getting my 27 first back, but even because how young his team is, like I'd be okay if we look at some of those bottom teams as well. Like, okay, yeah, I like my 27 first back, but that's not my number one priority. It's a priority like I'd like to do if that offer doesn't work. I'd also be okay with flipping CJ Stroud. Like, can we get Brock Purdy plus another running back, right? Like, again, because so we see some more of these bottom teams because CJ Stroud is going to entice these doo-doo butter teams. JJ McCarthy, who's his running backs? Nobody, you son of a B. Because again, I feel just as good. I know it sounds crazy. I feel just as good about JJ McCarthy as I do CJ Stroud. I know it sounds.
Oh, this is the team that
call me Bugs Bunny.
That has his 26 first.
All right,
go to 11. This team is.
We're moving on. This team's doo-doo. This team's Joe Burrow, Russ Wilson. He can. Oh, sexy time. Yeah, but he's got no quarterbacks. He's giving you back. Like I said, we have to feel pretty damn good about the quarterback we're getting back for CJ Stroud. Team number 10, Pete.
Who's 10?
Moving on up. Look at us. We're like that game on Price is Right with the guy, the yodeler. Oh, here we go. Can I just get Justin Herbert straight up for CJ Stroud?
I doubt it. His ADP is higher than.
Come on, baby.
CJ Stroud.
Okay, hold on. Who's his receivers? Does he have an old guy on there so we can flip him DK Metcalf?
Similar age range. What about Team 9? Team 9 has some quarterbacks. Oh no, they just have one quarterback. One quarterback's carrying the load. Ugh, it's tough finding some good trade partners in this league.
But see, again, we can keep looking at CJ Stroud offers like, okay, here we go.
This team could make sense because they might want to upgrade.
And Michael
as a
Penix
contender.
is attainable. Okay. So go down. Let's see. Look at all these running backs he's got. Pete, slow down, Speedy. Okay. Can we get? What do we have to give? Does he need a receiver too? Go down. Go down a little bit.
I think he could use a little bit of receiver.
He could lose a little bit of receiver.
This would be a team that I could see Tyreek also kind of being, or DK.
Yeah.
Being
So
very.
that's in my head. DK Metcalf. So DK Metcalf and CJ Stroud because I think Michael Penix right now, ADP wise, is really going to kind of like, I'm just as comfortable with Michael Penix as I am CJ Stroud, if I'm being dead honest. Neither guy's offers a ton of rushing upside. Michael Penix spins it really well. He's got a good arm. We can use another running back, and he's got a lot of running back depth here as well. So, like, what running back, Garrett, would you want to ask for on this team? Because now this guy is a contender.
He's a contender. So
depth.
Achan's kind of out of the question. Genty's almost untouchable at this point.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Mixon's not even in a starting roster.
Mixon's old, and Christian McCaffrey's old.
Yeah,
it's probably Kenneth Walker is probably the one that makes the most sense for you.
I know, but I'm offer. Would you offer, because he needs receiver help? And I think you're right. Achan's hard to get, but the guy needs some depth at receiver. Like, would you at least offer? Would you do this deal if you were him? Would you offer this and be happy with the return? Would you offer CJ Stroud? Because remember, we're giving CJ Stroud for Michael Penix. There's a big gap there. There's a massive gap there, according to ADP. CJ Stroud and DK Metcalf for Michael Penix and Devon Achane.
I would personally love for that to happen.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think it'll get done though.
I disagree. I think we are a little push on the sell of CJ Stroud. I guarantee this guy's a contender, and I bet his number one concern is like, man, I really don't feel good about my quarterback too. He probably likes Michael Penix. He likes having Justin Fields, but I think if you offer him CJ Stroud, does it suck to give up Devon Achane? Yeah, but you're giving, dude, right now, CJ Stroud has an 80 ADP right now of 23 overall. Like, he's right in that Achane range. So then you're almost flipping like Penix for Drake London. I think you might be able to open some dialogue to get it done. And he might accept it, man, because he's got Genty, he's got Mixon, he's got McCaffrey, he's got Brown and Walker. Like, yeah, it sucks to give up Achane, but he might be thinking, dude, I'm getting CJ Stroud back. I'm getting a 20-year-old quarterback. That's a win for me. And we're in still the same range way Michael Penix. I'm going to start there. That's my first roll the dice for Stefan.
So if you have to add something, because my guess is he would probably want a little bit more. So assuming you have to add something, what would you be willing to add?
Not a lot, man, because I'm giving up
DK Metcalf's ADP right now is the 82nd player off the board, where Michael Penix's ADP is 52nd.
Yeah.
So there's about a 30 spot gap there.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. What are our draft picks again?
We are
none in the next 2 years.
28 only.
Just
take all my thirds.
Yeah, offer those thirds up, dude. Sprinkle on some doo-doo on top. So
do we have an older receiver that could help get this deal done? Or we've got 2 tight ends. I know you love Dalton Kincaid, but Kincaid could be.
No, I don't know, but I need to gamble. We're trying to do this to win. He needs a depth there. If not, he's
right. That's why I'm trying to get rid of Dalton Kincaid.
That guy has Trey McBride anyway, so he doesn't care. Oh, Stevie. It's definitely Stevie. Stevie says Dirty Mike is the sharpest player in our league. Hard to get one over on. Yeah, that's
Dirty Mike.
I don't know if that's the thing. I don't know if you're getting one over on him, Stevie. Because I don't think that's like a terrible. Like, is there a different offer we offer besides DK Metcalf? Go back to our receivers then. That might be has a little bit higher ADP. No.
Unless we're talking about AJ Brown, I don't.
Yeah, but if I'm getting AJ Brown, I need Devon Achane, Michael Penix, and Emeka Egbuka back. Who's this guy got at quarterback? Number 1. I mean, if Dirty Mike's gonna be a dirty birdie, then okay.
Nixon hurts.
Yeah, it's not
Young.
That's not
Yeah,
happening.
similar
Interesting.
ranges.
Slutty.
This one's interesting.
Yes, it is. But he's got no running backs. And you're not taking Matt Stafford for CJ Stroud.
See, I think that's the tricky part that I think we find ourselves in, Rich, is like, honestly, I think I'm just trying to get my 27 first and try to get this thing moving, because those teams, they're not going to make moves with you, and they're just so far ahead of you at this point that even with like the right move or two, you're still just not catching them.
Yes, I disagree. I think you're devaluing. I think he's got a really strong team, Garrett. Like I think he has a legit chance to come in here and win. Like I think Jonathan Taylor and Chuba Hubbard both, like Jonathan Taylor obviously be a running back 1. I think Chuba Hubbard could be a very high upside running back 2, like very high, like running back 13, 14 range. I really do think he it offers that. Doesn't have a lot of competition there in Carolina at all. He's got AJ Brown, DK Metcalf right now is the lone wolf in Pittsburgh. If Aaron Rodgers comes in there, that's going to be really well. Khalil Shakir shined in Buffalo. He's the number 1 there in Buffalo. Marvin Harrison, we both agree, could take a massive step forward this year. If Kincaid comes off the injury and does well, or even Tucker Kraft, like I disagree. He doesn't have a lot of depth at running back. I think he can compete. That's the thing.
I think the tight end's the other thing I'm worried about. Is I think you're getting outmatched every week by those other teams at tight end as well. So you're already down 2 positions for sure, and then they've got some good receivers too. So I don't even know that you have the leverage there.
Yeah, but he's so far behind on draft capital. I think he's listen, man, Stevie. Sometimes you have to lay in the bed that you made. And the moment you gave away all that draft capital, you put yourself in this position. And it's a hard position to dig out of. You're right, Garrett. It is hard. So what do? Do you blow it up, or do you go for it? And unfortunately, with the position he's in, I feel like he's not in position to blow it up. And you said, go ahead, get your 27 first back. That's I agree. I would do that offer that we said to get his 27 first back, but there's no guarantee that's going to go through for the offer we made. If we can, 100%, yeah, do that offer first.
Yeah, I'm doing everything I can to get my 27 first back. I'm not worried about 26. Like,
okay, stop here.
We're gonna have a lost season more than likely, no matter what. Like we're gonna have to bite that bullet.
Are you trying to get Baker and Henry?
I like his starting lineup, so I disagree. Don't listen to Garrett trying to tear you down, Stevie. I'm here to build you up. I like what you got cooking over there. It smells good. I'm salivating. I think
I'm trying to build the long-term success. This is the quick fix. This is the diet pill.
Okay, well, that's his team, though, Garrett. Sometimes you have to live in an ecosystem that you built. Like there is no long listen, his team's young, anyways. It's not like his team's old. Like right. He's just unfortunately he's gonna have to live in that world until he gets to 2028, and he's got a team that could do that if he can add another running back. Again, Trevor Lawrence. I'm very okay with moving CJ Stroud for Trevor Lawrence. What's the difference on their ADP, Garrett?
Trevor Lawrence is 49.
Okay, so we're talking about 2 rounds different. Now, unfortunately, this guy's a contender, so he's not going to give up. But this guy doesn't have the running back to give. This is what sucks. This is, again, that's why I say it's sometimes trades are it all depends on the ecosystem of your league, right? Like sometimes there's not a clear path.
I just don't think we have the dance partners to make it happen.
Well, it's not my fault. It's Stevie's fault.
All right, let me ask you this. Perfect. I'm glad you stopped here. If we wanted the short-term fix, if we wanted to try that, do we try to go get an Alvin Kamara type?
Yes. Alvin Kamara is going to be on that roster for 2 more years. His contract's almost guaranteed for 2 more years. He's a fantasy goat. He produces even last year.
This team needed a receiver, correct, Pete?
This team
they could use they have high end guys, but then they have no depth.
Double rookie tight end.
Yeah, he's just took those guys in the first round. He's not getting it. Can you offer CJ Stroud, DK Metcalf?
I think this is the team that you deal with either way. You figure out which direction this team wants to go. Does this team think it needs another year of rebuild? Okay, then let's talk about some of our older assets. Does this team think it can compete? Or I flip that, but you get what I'm saying. Depending on which way this team wants to go, I'm trying to compete this year. I'm not trying to compete this year. You have the assets to help work in either to get your 27 first back, because this is the team that has the 27 first, to either get your first back or to get some of their older players to help you compete this year. So I think this is the linchpin that you have to work with.
Yeah, Fantasyland. So our first offer for him is CJ Stroud and DK Metcalf for Drake May in our first SPAC. Our second offer would be probably
if he thinks he's a contender, or if he thinks he's not a contender, you're
CJ Stroud and
all this
DK Metcalf for Drake May and Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking at moving Mahomes at all?
Potentially for the hard part is he's a bit of a depressed asset at this point. So you're not quite getting what you used to be able to get. But if somebody will give you can you get, like, if this team thinks it's a contender, can I get Caleb Williams straight up? I would probably consider that.
I would gamble on Caleb for Pat Mahomes to get younger on my team for that.
So apparently Kamara got traded already in that league.
Oh, did he?
Oh, so this guy is kind of moving off the assets. So it makes it even harder to get your 27 first back from him, most likely then.
Yeah. Yeah, because that means he thinks he needs one more year, which is tough then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the big thing here to tell him then, because the answer is question after looking everything through with him, Garrett, is like, unfortunately, Stevie, you've traded away all your draft capital and you put yourself in position to try and compete with the roster you have. And there's clearly not a clear path. We offered some suggestions here to kind of play with. Might have to readdress this in season, but this is a roster that you went all in with. And this is now the roster you have to go all in with as it stands right now. You have the receiver depth to move. If you start to fall back and Tyreek Hill does take off, you at least move him probably for like a 27 first to a contender. You know what I mean? Like
one other quick thought I want to see real quick. Is like where we talked about Dak Prescott last time. Where is a Dak Prescott type in this league?
Right there.
What team was that? There we go.
Okay. I wonder, Rich, could I give CJ Stroud and do like a Dak Prescott plus a young asset or plus an aging asset to help me win this year? Like, can I get Dak Prescott plus something for CJ Stroud?
So this guy's all in.
Because this guy's a contender for sure.
Yeah. He doesn't have any draft picks either, so he's trying to win as well. He might like the idea of getting young. That's the thing. What are you going to get back from him? He's not giving you.
He doesn't have the plus that we want, really.
Yeah, exactly. This league is set up so against Stevie, like for the movies he wants to make. Again, so he made his bet, and this is what you find. Listen, dynasty leagues are so this is why I talk about it on the podcast all the time, right? Like it's like what? Because X says one thing. Like you live in your own ecosystem. Every dynasty league is its own ecosystem. Never after they evolve after multiple years. Like it's hard sometimes because so many teams. And this is what we say: you don't ever want to get stuck in the middle. And this is why, right? This is why we have the league analyzer, right? So we talk about why do we build tools, and we have these tools for you for dynasty. It's to protect you in these situations because it's going to give you that bird's eye view to say, okay, I'm going all in. Here's all my first round picks. Can I compete? Well, like. Okay, you look at that roster, like it's a pretty solid roster. Well, look where the GM says you are. Now, all of a sudden, that might have brought him back saying, okay, maybe I'm not going to trade my 27 first. Maybe I should play a little bit more safer because of where I am in my league. Because sometimes it's so easy to get narrow-sighted and look at your team, and your team looks good on paper, but you don't know where you stand within your league. When you play Dynasty, there's going to be teams like 10, 11, and 12 that are not trying to win, that are trying to tank. That artificially pushes you up in your league. It pushes you towards the middle. It can artificially push you into the playoffs. So you think you're a playoff team because you are. You made the playoffs team. There's no thinking. You're a playoff team. But just because you're in the playoffs in Dynasty, this isn't redraft. Just because you make the playoffs in your Dynasty league does not make you a contender at all. It just means you got artificially inflated. If you have 4 to 5 teams that are trying to lose, which you could see that happen in Dynasty a lot, you're going to naturally get pushed up into the league. And maybe you just won a couple games that you shouldn't have won. Maybe your Dynasty schedule, instead of playing the contenders twice, the team that you end up playing twice in that season was those 2 bottom teams. So you got 2 extra wins that you didn't really should have got, which would have been 2 losses if you played 2 good teams, right? This happens all the time. Now you're a playoff team and you're trying to go all in, and you really don't have a legit chance to win. So tools like this are going to kind of give you that bird's eye view. Now, again, because if you don't have that bird's eye view and you don't have the right tools at your disposal, or you don't put in the right work to see where you stand, which is hard. It's hard to go through without the Dynasty GM, right, Garrett? It's hard to look at, go through like every, like you're looking at every team and looking at their team. By the time you get to the 10th, 11th team, you forgot what other teams you looked at are, because they're 30-man rosters and draft picks. So you writing this all down? Are you going to take a notes? Like some people do. I used to do that back 20 years ago because I'm a Dynasty nerd. Like you get in that position. So it's like, it's so easy to like get fooled and tricked in those kind of situations.
All right. Best of luck, Stefan/Steven. We wish you the best. Tough spot, but we have the ultimate faith in you. And hit us back up in season. Maybe things have shifted, changed, and we can see what we can do. All right, what we got next, Pete? That is our fourth. Is that a record, Pete?
Oh yeah,
it's because I'm here.
I was gonna say I think 3 is the most that we had before.
I didn't hear Rich talk about my team. The guy doesn't shut the.
All right. This is I was gonna say this is
I'm changing it over, my bad.
Okay,
here we go.
All right, here we go. So this is Jacob. Jacob is in a super flex tight end premium league. Currently in 5th in dynasty mode. He has Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Jared Goff. So very strong quarterback room there. Running backs, Devon Achane, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Devin Neal. Wide receivers, we have A.J. Brown, Jalen Waddle, Jamison Williams, Khalil Shakir, Josh Downs, Cortland Sutton, Xavier Restrepo. Then at tight end, we have Tucker Kraft. Picks wise, we have our own first in both years and our second in both years. So you're in a good position as far as that goes. So, Rich, we find ourselves in 5th place in dynasty mode. Contender mode, I think I saw a glimpse of it earlier. I think we are also kind of right in the middle there, right, Pete? Are we right in the middle?
Hit the button, Pete. Hit the button.
Yeah. So we're in 5th in dynasty mode as well. So we're kind of right in the middle of both. So we want to make sure that we don't end up in the same spot like what we just saw, where we go all in, but we still find ourselves right in the middle. But this is definitely not like let's blow it up, because this has some really good pieces. So this is a true stuck in the middle team. What direction do we want to take this squad?
Yeah, I really appreciate you stop harassing my boy Stevie. I really would appreciate that. So yeah, Stefan's. Come on,
whether he likes it or not.
So this team, what sucks is like this is something that like, man, you're real attractive in the face, but once you start to get a little bit lower, things start to get a little lumpy. Like your running backs, you have 2 of them, and boy, man,
don't talk about me like that, Rich.
Yeah, look at that. Like your quarterbacks look awesome. Then as soon as you hit the shoulders, which is AJ Brown, like, ooh, look at those broad shoulders, and then all of a sudden things start to fall apart, right? Like you really let yourself go. I mean, now Cortland Sutton was like wide receiver like 14 or something like that last year. Like he was pretty solid
while being injured. Yeah.
Khalil Shakir, very, very solid. Jamison Williams offers a lot of upside. Josh Downs offers a lot of upside here. He's Jalen Waddle too. I didn't see because it's not okay. I apologize.
Starting to look better.
Yeah, it's not as hideous as I thought.
Lost 20 pounds.
Look at you on the Ozempic. Going down here, Tucker Kraft, and so it's not bad. You have no depth. You have the problem here with this team is like, yes, in contender mode, you're right around 5, which I understand, but you have like no depth. Like if one injury happens to one of your running backs, like, or
a bye week.
Let's look at those number 1 and number 2 teams.
Yeah, let's take a
I want to see how these teams are looking. All right, so this team struggling at quarterback a little bit, so that's good to know. Running backs are pretty solid.
Yeah,
but lacking depth too.
Scary. Yeah, not scary.
Wide receivers,
pretty solid.
Pretty beatable.
Pretty solid group, but still like
team.
Yeah, nothing's overwhelming. That's a very nice tight end room.
He's starting 2 tight ends too. So okay, that's a solid team. But look, I think your roster, if your starting roster stays healthy, you could beat them.
Yeah. What about 2?
Your quarterbacks give you a nice edge. We have to remember his quarterback room is very strong. You have 2 top 6 fantasy.
Edge at quarterback here as well. Obviously, their top guy is slightly better, but I mean, great spot there.
Grandpa's at quarterback. You know, that's one broken hip away from being out of the game completely.
Solid running backs, although older running back room. We'll have to see how things go, but solid. Wide receivers, similar. So this is like the AARP team.
Beatable. I can't read over Garrett's face, Peter. I got to scroll up a little higher. There. Ooh, nice, sexy tight end. Sexy.
All right. Low key, depending on what direction we decide to go, this is a team I would love to have their future first, because this team is old AF. And they're going to be really good right now, but long term, I would really like to have their first. I don't know if that works into our plan or not, but I'm just saying, on the surface, would love to have their first.
The big thing is just upgrading at tight end, I feel like, for this team, right?
Go back to our team.
Or at least some.
This guy's got good receivers. Got no running backs, though.
And running back depth. That's the issue.
Yeah, running back depth hurts us a little bit. Is
26
what's that?
We have our 26 first.
We do. I also am curious, is there one of these bad teams with a Dak, with a Matthew Stafford, because we have 3 quarterbacks. Could we leverage one of them into
who's our third quarterback?
We've got Jared Goff as our third quarterback.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
So I think we should leverage our quarterback position, downgrade our third quarterback, whether that means we promote Jared Goff to QB2 or we trade Jared Goff. Either way, I think we downgrade our QB3 situation and then pair that with a pick in order to upgrade the rest of our roster.
Go back to that team 3 that needed quarterback help. No, that wasn't that team then. What team? There was a contender that they only had one quarterback essentially.
But both those teams,
okay,
they could use one, and team 1 could definitely use one.
Okay, so this guy could definitely use one. Is this team old too?
His team's pretty young. It's the other team that was the old one.
I know, and that's what I'm kind of like looking towards. Like, can we get that guy? Like, can we get Jared Goff up for him for his 27 first, plus like a little depth at running back, or even like depth at tight, like Johnny. Okay, he's got Jonnu Smith. That's a little depth. So Jonnu Smith.
What did the second place team have at tight end? They have George Kittle and Andrews.
Yeah.
So that's another one that could potentially work. I would love to get, I don't know that he would give up Kittle, but he might give up Andrews. Andrews.
Give up Andrews, I think.
Yeah. Andrews, his 27 first. And who was his other quarterback?
Let's go up slow here, Pete, because I want to read his team because it's old. Yeah. Yes.
So what if we got his 27 first? His Sam Darnold and Mark Andrews for what are our quarterbacks again?
We'd offer Jared Goff as we're looking at good.
Herbert,
probably Jared Goff. And maybe we throw in a second if we had to.
I don't think he's going to give Sam Darnold back, man, for that.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think I would. With the first on top, like, would you give a first and Sam Darnold?
That's why I'm thinking, what if we give our second with Jared Goff?
27 second? Yeah, I mean, if I could do that, because I'm getting Sam Darnold back in the upside, I would definitely do that. But like, can we just look at another off? Like, yeah, so offer that, Jacob. Like, I would offer that. Can we go back to that team, Pete? Like, can we get? Because again, we don't necessarily need them. Like, would you be okay? Because listen, man, this team is old, right? This team is old. They got running back like Jacobs, Mixon, Kamara, Jones. Like, I'm really liking our chances here in 2027 and Mike Evans and Tyreek Hill. Like, I'm valuing his 27 pick very high. Like,
he's got a super old team.
Yeah, so he could use the quarterback. I would almost, just for the depth of it, be like, honestly, Garrett, like, can I give you Jared Goff for Russell Wilson? Like, if I can't get Sam Darnold, which again, I'm offered that first, I would be okay with, like, just to have, like, again, just for depth, or maybe I could trade him wait and see if he looks good. I'm okay with just taking Russell Wilson if I can. For Russell Wilson, who's his We need more of a running back. Go down to his running backs. Okay. Can we offer him Jared Goff for preferably Kamara or Aaron Jones? We have to give a little bit back, though.
He's a contender. I don't think he'll do Kamara, but he might do Aaron Jones.
Okay, he's not starting DeAndre Swift. I think he would do Aaron Jones. Like,
I think he would.
But we also want to try and get Mark Andrews back too. That's the thing. Like we're getting a little greedy here. You know what I mean? Like the more in realistic terms of Dynasty, like the more guys you're offering like to get on top of asking for the first back, like it's going to be hard to like. I think we have to pick. Do we want Mark Andrews or we want a running back for Jared Goff in the 27 first?
I would lean Mark Andrews because it'll be easier to find running backs on other teams because we see multiple teams have 2 and 3 tight ends in this league. So it'll be easier to find the running back.
Yeah, you might and come playoff time, you might be able to get like a guy like who just ends up being
James
the starter.
Conner.
Yeah. So, yeah, would you be comfortable with that? I think I would be comfortable. I think he would want it. Like,
lay it out one more time.
Jared Goff for Mark Andrews, Russell Wilson, and his 27 first.
Yep. And if you would do Darnold and we have to give the second, I'd be willing to do that. But yeah, if you switch out the second, take that away, and do Darnold Wilson instead of Darnold, I'm fine with that as well.
And I think more so just to try and keep it, to really try and get through. Like I don't think he'd give Darnold. I really don't, because I don't think I would for Goff.
Depends on how you feel about Darnold. Some people are in on him,
mm-hmm.
and some people are very worried about him, especially after the Milroe pick. So
yeah, I said, I mean, you never know. Like you just got Bucky Irvin for like nothing. You know what I mean? So everybody values players differently. So I think that's the move for you. Your team's just good enough where like the teams in front of you look like you could beat them. I'm thinking long-term Dynasty. Like I want that team's 27 first. And listen, everybody that's listening, I can't say this enough. I've said it before, but in case you've never seen an episode or heard this before, this is my favorite aspect of the Dynasty GM, right? I've done this right now in all my leagues. Garrett's seen it. I do it in my leagues. I have used the Dynasty GM in modes like this. In Dynasty mode, I put in, and I've been offering like my third pick this year, my third next year, and my first. When I'm a contender, a team like this, for all these bad teams, 27 first. So I'm offering my 26 first, which is a first next year, and like a third round pick. So people think they're getting a free third round pick for people's 27 first, because I'm trying to get myself that leverage to get into that Ryan Williams, Jeremiah Smith, Arch Manning conversation. And there'll be another player as well that's going to be like, oh, we really want him. These teams that are contenders, like, wow, I'm getting an extra first next year, and I'm getting a free third for that. The GM is a real nice tool to use to see which teams, like that team we just mentioned there, that's probably going to fall off the map in 2026. To find those teams to get extra capital and do that. I've had about a 95% success rate making those deals. And I have like multiple 27 first in all those leagues, and all those teams that I made those offers with, I feel pretty good about getting their 27 first. And like worst case scenario, it's not top 6. Worst case, those firsts don't lose value at all. And I think that 27 class might have enough talent in there where like it'll hold more value than that 26 first and the third going forward. So I just want to mention that as well. I think the key for this deal is getting that guy's 27 first.
Yep.
You have the depth to move off Jared Goff. And we talked about it a couple teams ago, right? Like, what's the point of acquiring depth, right? To make good moves, to get like the Josh Allen. He was in that position. The fact that he put himself in position to have those 2 good young quarterbacks, put him in position in to get rid of Jared Goff, right? Mm-hmm. And try to invest in himself long-term. Now Jared
potentially
Goff
potentially upgraded because he's not starting Goff right now. Potentially upgraded his tight end, depending on whoever's better between him and Kraft. You give yourself a chance to have a really good tight end this year, but you got that 27 first. So now you're invested in the future. But hey, you start crushing this year. Now you have a first and 26 and 2 firsts and 27 that you could always move to go all in if you see guys like, really blossom this year.
And remember, if you're a contender, now all of a sudden you feel a little bit more secure because you have 2 27 firsts. If you're a contender, which we think that team could be a contender, is now you have that 26 first in your back pocket to go get the running back you need to get if you need that depth, or the receiver you need to get that depth, whether it be a Chris Godwin, a Tyreek Hill, something along those lines. Like you have that 26 first in your back pocket to go ahead and make that move to help push you over your edge. And you feel really good because you have 227 first to make up for that 26 first. Because again, you're not looking for a rookie next year. You're trying to win now. You're trying to live in that window now. And you know your first is going to be late anyways. So whatever happens in 26, now you're in a position where he says rebuild or blow it up. Knowing you have 227 first and one of them would potentially be high. Now, if you want to blow it up and trade away Saquon, who still hold a lot of value, Devon Achane, all those guys, now you can move those guys and you're in a good position to do it because now you can make sure your first is real high with the potential of another second. And now you can go all in on 27 because the move for that team is not going on 26 anyways. Why not go ahead and make a move for 25 this year? If it all falls apart, now we know where we stand for 26, and you're already one step ahead of the game because you have 227 picks, right? Like it's good to be in that. I love living in that window, right? Like I don't know what I want to do, but you kind of like you have the depth and you made the right moves to have 227 first picks, like 2 years ahead, because now you're in this nice little window of like I can go either way, right? Like one, I can trade my 26 first, sweet. If I know I'm still a real strong contender, as much as I love the 27 class, if I know it's going to be a real late first, I have two. So now I could trade my first away in 27 to even add more contending depth to it while still hold on to a team that I think is going to be significantly worse in 27. And if my team's better, I'm pushing that other team down to make sure it's a higher pick as well. So I love the position. If we can make that trade for Jacob there, Garrett, I think he's in a really good spot. Either way he wants to go for the future of his team.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to our next roster rescue here. Pete, are we out of nukes now finally?
Yep. Yeah, we spent all
you guys
our
are
nukes
incredible.
right
First of all, bravo to breaking the nuke record. Well done, folks.
Cheers.
Well done.
Cheers.
All right.
So Cody has actually
Cheers.
2 rosters with us.
All right, Cody.
Look at that. Letterkenny.
Very Cody heavy episode. This is
I love Letterkenny. All right. This is a Superflex tight end premium 12-team league. We are currently toward the bottom of things here in Dynasty mode. We have Michael Penix, Bryce Young at quarterback, running back Zach Charbonnet, Tajay Spears, and that's about it.
Yeah,
wide receivers
non-existent. Oh my gosh,
Kobe Myers, Adonai Mitchell, Marvin Mims, and then at tight end we have Evan Ingram, but we have the 101, the 111. We have 226 firsts.
Okay.
And the 27 first. We also have 201 and 208. So we're definitely behind the 8 ball overall, but we've got some assets to work with. Rich, for me, right up
first, right? I didn't see it. Pete scrolls so fast sometimes.
We have 127 first. That's correct.
We do have a first. Okay, cool.
All right. First thing for me, Cody just popped in. This is perfect timing. All right. First thing for me is looking at the 101. I love Ashton Genty.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? So does your entire league. Everyone thinks he's amazing. This is a guy that is getting moved. I am moving the 101. I don't know when your draft is, but the closer you get to draft, the more excited people will get about adding Ashton Genty to your team. We are in the mode right now where we need to split assets into multiple assets, and that's your biggest asset to move. So it doesn't matter to me who it is. I'd prefer somebody with some future draft capital or some very young players in order to do it, but I am moving off the 101. Is there somebody, Pete, do we have somebody in this draft that has quite a few assets that might be willing to make a move like that?
Yeah, Cody, I'm with Gary on this 100%. I'm moving back from 1-1, trying to stay in the top 6 if I could. But I'm moving off of 1-1.
This guy has 106, 107, 109.
Ooh, would you ask for all 3, Rich?
Because he's not going to do it. That's too much in my eyes. But I would offer.
Well, he's got both the big tight ends.
I would offer 101 for 106, 107, and Trey McBride. And I might.
That's even more than 109.
I know, but I think we have to give more back as well, though. But I'm okay doing that. Just reflects on premium. Can we go down? I want to see what our second round picks are.
We've got 201.
201, 208.
I would offer him.
I would do 101 and 201 for Trey McBride 6 and 7. I would do that.
Yeah, I would do that. That's where I move. That's my move offered. I would love to. Yeah, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. And that's going to give you either Tat McMillan most likely or Travis Hunter. And it's going to give you one of those running backs as well, like probably like a Trevian Henderson.
Hey Caleb, I put the QR code for Fast Draft up on the screen
Right
for
there.
you.
Promo code nerds.
You know what, Garrett? I might even, the more I think about it, because the 211, it's a hard offer to make. The guy has 109, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think to get that deal done, I would offer 101 and 111. Because again, I really want Trey McBride. He's got Brock Bowers, so he's probably willing to move it. I'm willing to I would even go as high as 101 and 111 for 106, 107 and Trey McBride.
I think if I got pushed into that, I think I'd be willing to do it.
Is it 2-1? Like at 2-1, I'm either going.
It's
really,
the same. It's roughly the same player at 111 as 201.
I'm hoping Jackson Dart slips me at 2-1 there. If not, I'm totally okay taking RJ Harvey, Caleb Johnson, and then if that all falls through, I'm okay taking even like a Tyler Shuck now at that position too to kind of help my team because he needs quarterbacks. So like I really hope like Jackson Dart's there.
Mm-hmm.
But like if somehow like maybe Cam Ward slips. I've seen it happen one time out of all my rookie drafts. But I think Ashton Genty holds that weight. And listen, man, I know it sucks to give up a guy Ashton Genty, but you need as many shots in the barrel as you can. Because honestly, if I'm sitting there, once I get the 10, if that goes through, when I'm sitting there at 106, 107, I'm offering 106 immediately. And I'm trying to see if I can get a young receiver because I don't want Trevian Henderson. I mean, I do want Trevian Henderson. Let me flip that script, but like the way that team structure is, like I'd much rather if I can get like a Garrett Wilson, like on my roster, some of those lines. Getting a Tat McMillan would be real sweet there. Getting a Travis Hunter would be sweet there. The big move here is adding Trey McBride to your roster. That's such a good
tight end premium. That's huge.
Tight end premium. You got the number 2 overall tight end and tight end premium. And I think offering 111 again, I'm with you offering 2-1 first, I guess, it's not a big deal, but I think like 111 might be one of those people like he sees the offer and he can't resist it because he sees he's getting another first and he has 109. So he's got 2 first round.
Sometimes people also want to, like, they feel like they have to counter, like no matter what the trade is, they have to counter. So that gives them the ability to say like, no, don't give me 201, give me 111. And you're in the back of your mind, like I was going to do that anyway.
Okay. Can we flip the script? Here?
Okay. All right.
Because can we get more? Can we offer him 1-1 and Evan Ingram for 1-6, 1-7? Probably not. I think that's fair, but I don't think maybe he wouldn't.
You could try, but he just doesn't need tight end really.
You know what sucks is I think you're gonna be able to get more for an Evan Ingram in season. He's gonna be really strong in that Sean Payton offense. So like Evan Ingram's gonna be a move you like in season that you could probably move to the point maybe you get like another 27 first on top. Like you might have to give a little bit more on top of that, but like you might be able to get a 27 first for Evan.
You might be able to, and that's what I'm doing. So like I'm making this move. And look, if this move doesn't happen, that you get the concept. I'm looking for like 3 mid-first type value for the 101. Like that's the kind of value that I'm looking for. So if it doesn't work with him, there's other deals to be made. And then in season, Evan Ingram is a guy I'm absolutely looking to move. Our running backs, we have Charbonnet and Tyjae Spears. Yeah. Either one of them pops off. I'm looking to move. Even if I can only get a second for those guys, do it in 27 on a team that's okay right now, but old, and hope to get the 201 in 27 or something like that.
Yeah. So Cody, that's a move that we would love to try to be able to make. That might be possible. Because again, even if it seems a little outlandish to some, Ashton Genty holds that weight right now in Dynasty. Mm-hmm. It's still an unproven asset. Can we put this in contender mode real quick? Because I want to see if we could still say that doesn't work. I want to see who needs a running back here in contender mode.
Team 6 desperately needs a running back.
Okay, so let's look at so he desperately needs. Okay, perfect. Say that offer doesn't go through. He's got the young receiver that we want here. Could we offer? He's got a lot of them too. He's got 1-4 as well. Can we go back up? Let's see his quarterbacks. Oh, wow.
Do you think there's any prayer? Because I don't think I would ever accept this. So I'm probably speaking
Can I
out of
guess?
school.
Can I guess what you're going to say?
Sure.
Can we get 1-4 and Marvin Harrison?
All right. I thought that first, and I thought that was too outlandish. So I thought JSN.
Yes.
JSN and 104.
Can we get? But I feel like we have to give a little bit on top of that.
Okay. And
101
and 201.
Okay. Yes.
I think that you might be able to do that.
Because of his depth at receiver. And again, look at this team, right? This guy's, I feel like we might be able to like turn this guy like a cow and milk him a little bit just because
he needs a running back so bad.
His team is so good and he needs a running back so bad. Now he has 1-4. So he might be like, dude, the offset could be here is like, it depends how he feels about Trevian Henderson, right? Because that's what he has to be like, am I okay with Trevian Henderson? You know, like,
because right there, some people might consider Travion a reach at 1-4. Like Cam Ward's still on the board. Travis Hunter's still on the board. Like some people might even consider that a reach.
Yeah. Dude, I like this off. He's in a good spot. So this is where people got to remember, like when you have the 1-1 and you have a team that looks like that team, you got to move it because there's opportunity. If I can get 1-4 in JSN for 2-1 and 1-4, I'm a very, very aroused individual.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He has the depth to do it, man. Like,
I think that could get done. So those are two really good offers that you could potentially make out there.
Yeah.
For the 1-1.
And maybe he and you never know. What if he counters like, oh, dude, no, because JSN was a wide receiver. What if he counters with like, I'll tell you this. I'm only doing that. I want Brian Thomas, Jackson Smith and Jigba, or Marvin Harrison Jr. And you're not getting Brian Thomas Jr. So it's going to be either Marvin or JSN. That's a move I'd feel really good about. Because now look, you got 1-4. So you can go any way you want. You might be able to take Cam Ward there if you wanted to. You can get.
Does that guy have any other picks? That guy that we just were looking at?
I think we gave him two really solid offers.
I think so too. Yeah, I was hoping he had also like
why not take
112 or something like that,
or Elijah Arroyo?
Because even if things didn't work there, like would 1-4 Rashee Rice and like 112 do it, but he doesn't have like 2-4 is just too far down, so it's not worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think those are two like really good offers to pursue.
I think so, and I think that makes your team, because we obviously know this team's in it for the long haul. He had multiple 26 first, as well. This guy has multiple 26 first as well. I would who's Chubby? Where's Chubby?
So he's ranked number 1.
Chubby
so I mean, that guy could view it as a fairly low value first, though, and you never know. You look at the balance of power here.
They got great quarterbacks. Holy cow! No.
I mean, if I had to settle, I would.
He's old at receiver though.
I know. I mean, if I had to settle for Rashee Rice 1-4 and this guy's 26 first, I could settle for that. But like, I like the other two offers significantly better.
Agreed on both accounts. I would settle for it. It's a fair offer. It would get the deal done that you needed to split your asset into multiple assets, but it's not my favorite compared to the other two.
It's a little bit too much. Like you're taking
riskier.
A lot of gamble. You know what I mean? Like it might not help you at all. Like that's why I'd like to move off that to get like Trey McBride or JSN. Like I'm getting like a proven asset back. Plus, and listen, just because we think that's a good offer and it's fair, like we suggest this stuff, it doesn't mean it works. But like
they could say, "Screw you." There's no way.
I think the number one thing here, Cody, is like you're trying to find a path to move off of 1-1, and you're trying to diversify that into multiple young assets, right? Like multiple young assets, whether it be top 6 draft picks, a receiver. Maybe somebody offers you a crazy receiver, like maybe somebody offers you Malik Neighbors straight up. Like, okay, smash. You know what I mean? You never know. You never know, like when the rookie drafts are coming, like the offers that you get. Like again, I got Zay Flowers for 2-1 in a league, and I'd much rather have Zay Flowers. The guy's like, yeah, I know I'm overpaying, but like I don't need Zay Flowers because you got to remember, when teams have that much depth, like the guy has a receiver, they're willing to lose a trade a little bit because they need a running back. So they're like, yeah, it sucks giving up JSM, but I'm getting Ashton Genty. You know what I mean? Like I'm a legit contender.
Absolutely. All right, on to the next one.
Yep. I am setting it up. He wants a mock done on this.
Okay.
The picks are not updated.
Okay.
The commissioner wants to wait until the draft to renew the league.
Stop being a tool, man.
Yeah, what a douche. Guys watching like a few buddy.
He has the 110, 209, 309, 310, 311, finished second to the Juggernaut team. So I'm assuming this guy.
Okay.
But the team is not very active. The league's not very active in trading. So
makes sense if they also don't want to start their league now. Okay. All right. Well, let's do the mock draft.
I am setting that up right now because I need to put it in manually.
No, you're good.
209.
All right. We have the 1-1. So I'm curious to kind of see this team. If this is something where it's like, okay, this is a team that, we want to add Ashton Genty to, or is it someone where you split the asset? So I'm excited to take a look at this.
So let's look at
let's go through the roster first. Okay. Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. Remember, this is a 1 quarterback PPR. JJ McCarthy. So more than enough there at the quarterback position. Running back, Kyron Williams, Chase Brown, Jalen Wright. Wide receivers, Brian Thomas, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Coker. Tight ends, Brock Bowers. Draft picks, we already talked about it. So really the only concern on this team right now really is running back, Rich. Everything else on this team is really solid.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Really fast. Yeah. Also, he needs to drop 3 players from this team.
All right. We'll give you the 3 cuts here in a second. This is PPR, 1 quarterback. Kyron Williams, Chase Brown, Jalen Wright. I'm all in on Jalen Wright this year, by the way. I think he's one of the best dynasty buys out there. Remember they gave a 3rd-round pick last year. They already McDonald's already come out and said that he wants to utilize both running backs. The fact that just 2 years ago at 32 years old, Raheem Mostert was running back 5 overall, and that was with Devon Achane averaging over 17 points per game. I think Jalen Wright's in a really good position for success. So I like that a lot as well. And I think overall this team is really solid. I think we just have to first
need that running back.
Before we do our mock, let's go ahead and I think we're gonna get a running back because you already know who I'm gonna go with. But let's go down. Let's find a couple cuts for him. We need to make 3 cuts.
He's leaning right, Algier, and Theo/Wilson. So definitely not right though.
No, 100% not right.
Corum over right. Theo Johnson easily.
Theo Johnson's going.
And Roman Wilson.
I'm holding Roman Wilson just to see because he was a 3rd-round pick by the Steelers. They have no depth. I'm cutting Jalen Coker. I'm cutting Theo Johnson. We have any more tight ends?
No.
Okay, Theo Johnson's going. Jalen Coker's going. Go back up. And Blake Corum's going. Or honestly, or Tyler Algier, one of those two. You're
honestly
absolutely not cutting.
In a 1 QB, we have 3 quarterbacks.
Go back to the quarterbers. I'm sorry.
I hate cutting JJ McCarthy, but like,
I'm not doing that.
But also, what about cutting Okonkwo?
No, because
we have 309, 310, 311.
Yeah, you're right. And we could probably easily get a tight end and be just as good as Okonkwo.
And it's not tight end premium anyway.
Yeah,
so
I'm not cutting those quarterbacks, Garrett. There's no way I'm offering somebody cutting to be a quarterback 1. So I'm cutting for sure Theo Johnson. I'm okay with cutting Tyler Algier or Blake Corum, to be honest with you. I cut either one of those and Jalen Coker or Okonkwo, one of those guys. So
because the hard thing with Algier is he's 1 injury away from being a top 12 running back.
He would be really valuable.
Yeah, that's why I'm okay with cutting Blake Corum because they took Jarquez Hunter.
Yeah,
and they took Hunter in like the 4th or 5th too, right?
4th, yep.
Yeah, so I'm okay. I'm totally okay with getting rid of Blake Corum.
Okay. All right, so let's move to the draft.
Let's mock it. Don't knock it until you've mocked it.
Whoa.
I'm hoping we got Ashton Genty at 1-1. Did we?
Wait, we have the 1-1?
No, we don't have 1-1.
Yeah.
We don't?
No.
We have 110.
Yeah, calm down. Smash. You know I'm going here. I'm taking RJ Harvey all day. Shut your face, Garrett. Don't listen to Garrett here, dude. If you want to win ships, you want to be a sexy mother, you're taking RJ Harvey. Why are you taking
I would
RJ
take Caleb
Harvey?
Johnson.
He's going to and I got a good stat from JJ Zacharyson yesterday. Sean Payton's running backs have been top 6 in targets every single year he's ever been a head coach. Every running back he has, every single year, going back since 2011, 15 years, he is top 6 in targets to his running back. The Denver Broncos have absolutely no competition to RJ Harvey whatsoever. No, his number one competitor there's Jaleel McLaughlin, who's like 5'8" and like $190. RJ
I remember hearing a similar thing about the Chiefs offense and Andy Reid.
Thanks. Yeah, calm down, turd. And then the Broncos have the number 1 run blocking offense in the NFL. If you want to upgrade your running back room and you want to dominate, yes. Do I like Emeka Egbuka a ton? Yes. But I'm taking RJ Harvey at 110, and I'm doing it excitedly. And my team is immediately a contender to go in there and host a trophy and say, see, Garrett, I listened to Rich, not you, because you would take Emeka Egbuka. I know you would, and that's fair.
No, I'd take Caleb Johnson.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't do that either because he's not going to score as many fantasy points as RJ Harvey.
Caleb Johnson went 106.
Yeah, he's already gone anyways.
Oh, he went 106, and Cam Scatterby went 107. Wow.
Wait, this
one quarterback ADP might be kind
of. Yeah, RJ Harvey's not even going to be available.
He's gone.
Every one QB draft I've done, I've been in 4 of them. Every single one of them, RJ Harvey's gone 1-8. Every single one of them, he's gone 1-8. So he's not getting him. He's not getting RJ.
He's not getting him.
So Genty, Hampton, Henderson,
there,
Judkins. So RJ's 106.
All right.
Oh no, Harvey, Hunter would probably be 106. Right?
Yeah.
And then 107. So Loveland.
You're looking at either Cam Scatterby or Emeka Egbuka, and I'm taking him. As much as I need a running back, I'm still taking Emeka Egbuka. But if RJ Harvey's there, man, or Caleb Johnson, that's the move. But if not, as much as I need a running back, as much as I love my boy Cam Scatterby, I'm taking Emeka Egbuka.
So really fast,
yes.
Just there's a bunch of names there. What is that order for you?
Emeka Egbuka first. I probably still want to take. I'm okay with taking Cam Scatterby there.
I would be totally fine taking Scatterby there.
I would take Cam Emeka Egbuka first if he's there. Obviously, dream scenario: Caleb Williams, RJ Harvey. Right? That's who we want.
That's the dream.
If not Emeka Egbuka, then Cam Scatterby. Because I can't take Cam Scatterby ahead of Emeka Egbuka. I can't do it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just take Egbuka here.
Yeah.
Assume that we took.
Falling off the short bus. If you ride a short bus, that's no attendant joke for you. I apologize for your suffering. I probably deserve
209. Are you going?
I'm going Woody Marks. Because they drafted him in the 4th, but they gave up a 3rd next year. He fits that offense very, very well. They brought in they were trying to negotiate with J.K. Dobbins. They didn't offer him enough money, which means they are not long in the tooth for Joe Mixon. He's got the clearest path to carries. I'm taking Woody Marks.
I would have no problem taking Woody Marks either. But Jaden Blue's very interesting there as well.
Yep.
With the Dallas Cowboys receiving back option. And obviously, Trey Harris was like a hit and miss guy for me tape wise, but he does have a really clear path to being a big play guy for Justin Herbert. So I don't have any problem with any of those first 3 guys.
And I take it back. I'm totally okay with taking Jaden Blue here too, because he is so much younger and he's really, really fast. And he's got a very clear path, because I don't think Javonte Williams I know this is going to sound crazy how much you love Javonte. I think Miles Sanders might potentially be a bigger speed bump in the road than Javonte Williams, because Javonte Williams just did not look good in Sean Payton's offense.
I'd be surprised just based on the money. Javonte got paid triple what Miles Sanders got paid.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was $3 million. I mean, $3 million to $1 million, but
okay, that's fair.
So you guys are picking
like money
Blue?
like offset by Carolina's like deal still? Was he still?
Maybe,
like,
I have no idea.
Anyways, either way, whoever your flavor saver is, I look at Jaden Blue and Woody Marks as both as like upside. I think Jaden Blue offers a quicker path.
I agree.
So you're going Blue and Marks over the 2nd round pick Trey Harris though?
Trey Harris didn't go in the 2nd round.
Yeah,
he did.
for the Chargers.
Wait, he did go in the 2nd round?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I said I have no problem going Trey Harris.
Oh yeah, I have no problem going Trey Harris either. I thought he went in the third round. See, I feel like the NFL draft was 8 lifetimes ago.
It does feel like forever ago.
I looked that up just now just to confirm. But
Yeah, I have no problem going
second
Trey
round.
Harris here too. But like I thought our biggest need was at running back. But yeah, I would. If that's the case, yeah, Trey Harris fits that offense so well. Like I would probably just.
And there's a lot of other running backs that are still very interesting in a similar tier as Blue and Marks.
I'm gonna be a big fine woman and back that thing up. I'm taking Trey Harris.
All right. Then we've got something in the third, right? Who do we have left?
Well, give me Kyle Monangai.
Oh wait, no, he didn't just go. Did he?
Man, this ADP is weird.
Andrew Armstrong.
Yeah. Bo Collins.
Yeah, who are these people?
What? I'm so confused.
I guess the goal would be to target one of the tight ends, right? So Mason Taylor is buried here.
Those guys aren't going to be.
Something's wonky with our ADP right now. We'll have to talk to Brian and Nick. I don't know.
He's in one QB. Somehow got flipped. Yeah,
go target CJ Dupree.
I'm hoping at tight ends there. At this point in the third round, like you're just gonna gamble. Who has the highest NFL draft?
Yeah,
really. In one QB, like who's got the clearest path? Like,
and you're probably taking backup running backs. Just take them on teams you like. Like even if Giddens happens to be there, like
Corey Krosky Merritt, it would be a good person there. Kyle Monangai would be a good person there. So, but overall, really solid team.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing there is if we can figure out a way. I'm still not opposed, especially since we need a running back. I'm not opposed to trading 110.
Yeah, I think
if
so
there's
too.
a nice running back out there available,
if
like
one of those guys aren't there,
Oh yeah, if Alvin Kamara, you probably could even get Alvin Kamara plus for a first at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to get the plus.
Just Derrick Henry.
I'll trade Derrick Henry for 110 on that team that we have.
Yeah, to try to win a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Kamara, Henry.
There's probably no world you get.
Josh Jacobs.
I would give up 110 for Josh Jacobs.
I would give up 110 for Jacobs. Yep. So yeah, I think there's definitely some trades out there as possibilities as well. If people are willing to make the deal,
I would even see like, can we go back to those really good teams? No, the bottom teams.
A Copel said it might be because we did the mock draft in contender mode.
Oh,
just ran a 1 QB mock and it's totally fine.
Would have failed, Peter.
Maybe I don't know.
Oh yeah, obviously Andrew Armstrong ranks really
way better in contender.
Yeah, obviously.
It's my bad.
Clear as day.
I think it's because they're all worth like 0 in contender.
Yeah, so probably
they just take whoever.
Alphabetical order, Pete. I bet we go back to that mock draft. I
Here, do it real fast. Do it real fast in Dynasty mode. Reset it.
I mean, Matthew Golden didn't even. Yeah, we need a
reset.
Is there a way?
Yeah, because all of those guys being worth 0 just jacked everything up.
Yeah, I wonder if I took them because there was 0. I wonder if they went in alphabetical order.
Okay,
towards the end there.
Goes out to Kamish, making me do this again.
It gets a bonus time.
Bonus time.
Bonus time.
We're paying Peter over
time for you to go to the places you. All right,
here we go.
Let's start her off.
Yeah, because Golden wasn't even off the board. So
this looks way more accurate.
Okay, nice catch.
I still don't think RJ Harvey would be there.
I'm telling you, RJ Harvey went
1 QB
every league that we went in, but doesn't mean Caleb Johnson will not be there though.
Yeah,
the X factor really is the tight ends. Like they're the ones that shake up your whole draft. Like who wants Colston, Loveland, Tyler Warren, which I'm bypassing just to go ahead and take the later tight ends where the value is like a Terrence Ferguson, Mason Taylor. But let's say one of them went. You're taking again. This is our dream scenario, right? We're taking either RJ Harvey or Caleb Johnson, or we're trying to move the pick, or like we'd be comfortable taking Cam Scatterboo if we couldn't either, though.
Yep, absolutely.
So who are we taking? Johnson.
Harvey. I think Johnson's the more likely guy to be there.
I think Harvey's the better pick. But yes, I think you're right. I think Caleb, because RV is the better pick, is more likely to be there.
It's hard to envision Loveland and Warren in a non-tight end
premium.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Pete, some people just get excited about NFL draft capital. They see they went 10th overall and like 12th overall. They get really excited about that and they take those guys. They really do. And they're like, oh yeah, he's a running back. He's in a second. I really need a tight end too.
All right. Yeah, we're getting much better options now available to us at pick 2-9.
Is this blue?
Elijah Aurora would be interesting. Is Mason Taylor still there?
Yeah, he is there.
He is.
Mason Taylor, I would not mind that at all.
I want him or Kyle Williams. But I'd probably
I do like Kyle Williams as well quite a bit with the Patriots.
I would take Mason Taylor for like that value, right? Like I'm looking for like future trade value. And plus we just unloaded 2 tight ends, right? So that helps us easily cut Okanakro if we can get Mason Taylor there. So I like that pick there.
Yep. Ooh, I like Pat Bryant a lot.
Me too.
Yep. I have so many Pat Bryant shares.
Me too.
Do you have Bryant over Tesla?
Yes. Easily over Tesla.
Who Manungai would be totally fine with there.
And if you, I mean, and you could also hedge your bet. Like, I would take Kyle Manungai personally, but if you want to hedge your bet on Jarquez Hunter and you kept Blake Corum and you got rid of the 2 tight ends because you got Mason Taylor, more so than I'm looking at this, I'd probably be totally okay with getting rid of Jalen Coker and both those tight ends and just establishing with one of those young guys like Mason Taylor.
I think that's
and I would take Jarquez Hunter there in the 3rd because I'm totally okay doing this in the 3rd round with who's available. Taking Jarquez Hunter to hedge our bet, Garrett, on the Rams running
back up in
because that way, not even for like long-term value, if Kyron Williams gets hurt, which he's done every single year, he's a smaller running back. If he gets hurt, I guarantee you have the Rams running back. Now I could trade one. Like then I'm in position here, dude. I'm gonna give you say Kyron Williams gets hurt, like he breaks his wrist again or something. I don't know. Now you have Jarquez Hunter and Blake Corum. You could probably package both those guys to a contender for something really good in return. And you're giving up 2 guys, one we considered cut in, and one you got in the 3rd round. Maybe you could throw in a 2nd and get a 1st, right? Like, so you literally took nothings, added a 2nd because you're giving away 2 starter running backs and your 2nd, and now you just jumped up into 1st. Or like, here's my 26 2nd, here's Blake Corum, here's Jarquez Hunter. One of those guys would be a starter. Here's my 26 2nd, and I want your 27 1st. Done deal.
There we go.
Okay, let's try to fit one more roster rescue in here.
That's it. Rich has got to be out of here. I got 12 minutes. I got a hard out.
This is our last one, correct?
No. I mean, I think the next will just get pushed to the next episode.
Okay.
But we have
last one for me.
At least 3.
Okay. Push it to Wednesday
at 2:00. I'm arrivederci.
All right, last one here. We have a super flex tight end premium league. This is Roberto's playground. We have at quarterback Dak Prescott, Bryce Young, Sam Darnold, Shedeur Sanders, Kirk Cousins. So lots of quarterbacks there. Running backs, we've got Breece Hall, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Braylon Allen, Jordan Mason, Woody Marks, Devin Neal. Wide receiver, Brian Thomas, Tet McMillan, DK Metcalf, Cooper Kupp, Cortland Sutton. And then at tight end, we've got Tyler Warren, Travis Kelce, Dallas Goedert, Terrace Ferguson. Picks-wise, we have both of our first over the next couple years. We don't have our seconds, though, but we have our first. We are in 9th in Dynasty mode, but where are we in contender mode?
It don't matter. We're blowing this bitch up.
We are in 7th in contender mode.
Dude.
Rich, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah,
I think this is a classic. This is a classic. Like, let's blow this thing up. And the nice part for you is there are several assets on this team that are still very valuable to contending teams. When you look at a guy like Dak Prescott, when you look at a guy like Derrick Henry, you look at a guy like Breece Hall, like those are assets that are incredibly appealing to dynasty teams. So what does this team have at quarterback? I missed it.
He needs a quarterback.
This
is our dance partner right out the gate, Garrett. I'm offering him Dak Prescott and Derrick Henry. Right? Because the reason I'm offering Derrick Henry because I want Quinshon Judkins back. Right? I want Quinshon Judkins.
What are his picks?
Yeah.
He's got all of his assets. So
we need a tight end too.
Who did we have? I don't remember.
We have Kelce and Warren.
Ooh, okay. Kelce.
Okay, we're off. This team is close. Look at those running backs, right? I'm gonna offer him. Does he have any young receivers at all?
He's got Rice.
Okay, can you go back to our receivers?
Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, can you go back to our receivers? Okay. Do you think there's a path here, Garrett?
Are you trying to do a mega trade here?
I'm trying to do a mega trade to push this guy up ahead.
Okay.
So I'm offering him Dak. I'm offering him Derrick Henry. I'm offering him Travis Kelce. Right? He needs a tight end bad. He
Derrick Henry.
He doesn't need the running back, but Derrick Henry is going to be a real nice sprinkle on top. And listen, these are all players you have. You can move in season, no problem. I'm trying to get ahead of this one because Breece Hall, I'm moving in season. Hopefully he hits the ground running.
He gains value.
I'm offering him Dak Prescott. Now remember, we're going to be in a bad spot at quarterback, but again, we're offload. We have Bryce Young, that's fine. We have Sam Darnold. So we have two younger guys. Our goal would probably be to take a quarterback next year we're trying to get a lower draft pick here. But go ahead to that team then, Pete, because here's the key X factor of what we can do. I'm offering him Dak Prescott. He needs him badly. I'm offering I'm offering Derrick Henry. Doesn't need him, but we want Quinshon Judkins back, right? And I want to throw DK Metcalf in there. Do you think this? I would be okay. I want Marv, but it might be too much to ask for.
Probably.
I'm okay with getting Rashee Rice if that's the case. I'm offering him DK Metcalf, Travis Kelce, and Dak Prescott, and I'm asking for return Quinshon Judkins, Rashee Rice, and I want.
It's 27 first.
I for sure want his 27 first. But I want.
Are you trying to slide Richardson back?
I want more. Why not? I ask for Anthony Richardson back and hope for the best, right? Like, cross your fingers, cross your toes.
At least you're taking all the upside quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think
so. So you're giving Derrick Henry, Dak Prescott, DK Metcalf, Travis Kelce. So you're giving one guy at each position.
Yeah. So really, listen to
this team.
That's why I want getting Quinshon Judkins back.
Basically in like 1-7 there.
I mean, he's worth Dak alone. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
So what do we get? Like, and then Rashee Rice would be Derrick Henry, Travis Kelce. And I don't need more than that. That's more than enough, right?
Yep.
That's more than enough. And then that gives you Breece Hall and Quinshon Judkins. So you have two younger running backs, but more importantly, gives you two really good trade assets as well. Like the move if you need to be, but at least you have that core because next year's running back class doesn't look strong. So at least you have a core and that gives you 227 first.
I am also getting Terry McLaurin. Scroll down a little bit. Oh no, this isn't our team. Go to our team.
Yeah. In season.
Cooper Kupp, Cortland Sutton, Adam Thielen. Like I'm getting whatever I can because these are players that add points to your team that I don't want points from.
I'm offering those guys, or like I'm finding a path to move those guys. Like if not in the off season, which I think those guys are gonna be hard. I think that you're gonna get more value for those guys in season. I really do.
I agree.
So I'm moving Cortland Sutton and Cooper Kupp quickly and efficiently. Like definitely if receivers start to get hurt in like preseason, things on those lines. And honestly,
I'm cutting Adam Thielen if I have to. Like if nobody takes him, I'm cutting him so I can't put him in.
What I'm doing with him, I'm not cutting him. I'm offering him when I go to sell Cortland Sutton and Cooper Kupp, when a person needs a receiver, I'm throwing Adam Thielen in on top as a giveaway, right? So people are like, I'm getting Adam Thielen too. Like they need receiver help. And honestly, I'm offering Amari Cooper, Adam Thielen, and Cooper Kupp as a three. Like you need a receiver. I'm gonna give you 3 shots in the gun. And I'm legit taking the best offer I can get. I don't even care.
Give me fifths because I'm almost at the point where I'm willing to cut them just so I don't get the points.
Like I'm taking second round picks if I have to, but I'm hoping that's enough to get again 27 first, like a 27 first. If I have to offer a little bit more on top, I'm giving 20. There'll be something else. Like if I had to sprinkle in Tony Pollard, right? Like on top, like I'm doing that. I think that's And then because Brian Thomas, Ted McMillan's your core. With Tyler Warren, that's your core. DK Metcalf's got to go. Cooper Kupp's got. Everybody else has got to go. I think that team at team 5 is that like you're finding a path.
Swift's got to go as well.
What's that?
Swift's got to go as well.
Yeah. But team 5 doesn't need like I think offering them Derrick Henry. I think offering because they need a tight end. Look at it. Team 5 is the perfect dance partner, Garrett, because they need a tight end desperately. Look how bad they need a tight end. This is why I think it can get done. Like look at their tight end.
So too.
Jatavian Sanders. So I think we can get Quinshon Judkins, Rashee Rice in his 27 first for Dak, DK, Henry, and Kelsey. I think that because honestly, even though it's overpay, I think it's a deal I would make, Garrett. Like I would make that
win
deal.
a ship. It makes sense. You just added 4 legitimate assets to help you win a ship.
Yeah, and he feels really good about that team. Like I think Team 5, honestly, they probably feel like they're ripping you off, honestly. And I honestly think you're slightly, even possibly overpaying slightly, because Dak's still pretty valuable. But dude, you're getting 2 young assets and you're getting an extra first is what we're trying to do here.
Yep.
And then it also makes your team a little bit worse, which is what you want to do. It's 2 tight ends.
Oh, then you're getting even more for Kelsey then.
Oh yeah,
If it's 2 tight end.
Dude, I want his 27 second too. Because it's far enough he doesn't care and made that team something happen to it. I want his 27 second. And listen, the offer you make is giving the impression that you're underpaying. And sometimes in Dynasty, I kind of say this sometimes, Garrett, right? Like sometimes you have to be willing to lose to the public eye to make your Dynasty team better.
Yeah.
So when you say you're giving up Derrick Henry, who just signed this extension, so it's perfect for you, Dak Prescott, Travis Kelsey, and DK Metcalf, and you're just getting back Quinshawn Judkins, Rashee Rice, and a first and second, people are like, oh, you're a loser. But I think that puts your Dynasty team in a much better spot. Wouldn't you agree?
I totally agree. I would love to make that deal. And even if you have to take one piece off here, one piece off there, like, oh, I don't really want Travis Kelsey or I don't really want DK Metcalf. Okay, we can adjust it slightly, remove the second, whatever. Like we can adjust it slightly, but like that's the core of it is I'm trying to give him Derrick Henry and Dak Prescott, and I'm trying to get that first in Quinshawn.
Go to Team 3. They have. I want to see what their quarterback. It looks like there's shout out Justin Herbert, Matt Stafford. Okay, they might be interested. Okay. This team, other team didn't need a running back. This team needs a running back. So Derrick Henry. So okay, say that guy says no to that offer. Maybe let's see this team at home because this guy is 27 first has a better chance to be better too. So go down a little bit.
He just really needs a quarterback too.
Yeah, no. So I'm saying here. Okay. Nico is on the table. He doesn't. Mason Taylor.
We need a tight end.
So we have to, okay, we're not getting Quinshawn back here. We're not getting Rashee Rice, but we probably get Nico.
What does he have picks wise? Yeah, he's got all his picks. So
do you feel more comfortable with this team giving him?
I mean, at this point, I would want like all of his first, which teams are usually very hesitant to mortgage their entire future.
26 and 27 first.
And I'd want 28 as well. If I'm giving Dak Prescott's worth of first and second. Derrick.
No, but I'm trying to get Nico off of him.
Oh, you're trying to get Nico? Oh, I missed that.
So what I'm thinking here is one, we could probably hold Travis Kelsey, right? So Travis Kelsey's still gonna hold a lot of value because it's too tight in the league. So that's another bullet in our gun. We might be able to offer him Dak, Derrick Henry, and DK for
probably Nico in a first.
Dak, Derrick Henry, and Nico for his 27 first. So would you rather have Nico in his 27 first, or would you rather have Quinshawn Judkins, Rashee Rice in a 27 first and second?
The Quinshawn.
Yeah, Quinshawn too. Yeah, me too.
Nico's a tough guy to give up on a contender. Like they might be willing to do it.
We're giving DK back. A lot of people are big on DK. So I would want. I'd probably ask for Mason Taylor too. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah. Can you guys, if you want to keep going on this one, I have to go. I'm sorry.
You're good, dude.
I have a hard out. This was a really fun episode. I had a really good time on this one. So
awesome, dude.
Love you guys. Yeah, you guys can talk about this a little bit more if you want, but I have to go. Shout out Nerd Herd. I hope everybody enjoys their long weekend. We'll be back next week with more Dynasty Fans Football for me at least. All right, boys. I have to roll.
See ya. All right. No, I think those are the two good deals. I think those are the deals that you're looking for. You're looking to try to offload some of those older assets that are going to have value right now. Wait till in season for a couple of the other guys. But the Cortland Suttons, the Adam Thielens and all that, like I'm getting them off my roster ASAP. So with that, Pete, I think that rounds things out, right?
Yep. So just heads up though, we already have 3 rosters in the shoot for next Wednesday. So Get
If you want
those.
to get yours in.
If you want yours in by next Wednesday, do it sooner rather than later because we had, what was it, 4 nukes in a row?
4 nukes in a row. You never know.
You put in a nuke, you're
guaranteed for that show.
Up. Yep. So other than that.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on a random Friday, just to get another one in because we love you guys. Best of luck moving forward. We'll see you guys next week.